just about 2 weeks since I've actually made any appearance on my channel outside of a reposted video that I did. I'll let you guys know why in a little bit, if you haven't been paying attention to my channel, obviously. But welcome in. Today I am wearing this fragrance, Xerjoff's Oud. It's kind of like Chanel's Edition Blanche, but has a little bit more of a high-end quality. It is also not as lemony, and then as you get to the dry down, it has a little bit of this coffee and rum, which I didn't expect when I first got it, but fragrance is really nice. This is what I'm wearing today. Let me know what your scent of the day is. We have a lot of fragrances to go over. 2 weeks ago, I went through a lot of the fragrances that Mo sent me, one of my subscribers, so thank you, Mo. Shout out to him. But with that said, I have a bunch more to go through, as well as I wanted to speak on some of the new releases that I didn't do my full reviews for, just so anybody was wondering. We have YSL Myself, and then we also have Ralph's Club Elixir, and then I'll also let you guys know a little bit of an update on 1 Million Royal and the Paco Rabanne's Phantom Night, which I have tried. So anyway, what's going on, Vance? Glad that I'm back home. Thank you very much. What's going on, Newt? Scent of the day is Polo Blue Gold Blend. I actually really like that. It's one of my favorite Polo Blue fragrances. I'm not a big fan of the Polo Blue line, but of the line, I love Polo Blue Gold Blend, and I love Polo Blue Parfum. Those two are my favorite ones. What's going on, Jimmy? So, for anybody who doesn't know, again, I've been away from my channel for about 2 weeks, and it was kind of unannounced because actually I'm leaving next weekend. I'm going up to a campsite at Ogleby, and so I will be gone. But so I was having renovations done to my house. It was the last part of the renovations where they were coming in, they were finishing up the wall, putting in the rest of the flooring because they had already screwed up the flooring and had to redo it. When they came in, they busted a water line, and so we were out of the actual house for, I was in a hotel for 4 days, and then we thought we were coming back, and then whenever we did come back, we came back for about an hour, and then I got a call and said, hey, you're going to have to be out of the house. We're going to need to be there tomorrow. And then we were in the hotel that night, and then I got another call from the hotel saying, hey, there was 2 more nights that they were that were purchased for you. They didn't even tell me what was going on. I reached out, and turns out that they had screwed some other things up. Not only did they bust some lady's TV that was upstairs and her dishwasher, just like they've already ruined mine, but they broke a few things in my house as well. So let's just say I'm never using that contracting company again. Then I found out that they were working on my cabinets, which my cabinets weren't even that bad. I wasn't supposed to get new cabinets in or anything like that. There was supposed to be just a side panel and then these sister boards underneath it. But it turns out that the managers of both companies didn't know what they were talking about and ended up having to get all this crap done that wasn't supposed to be done. But anyway, I'm back in the house now and back to be doing fragrances. I only had 3 fragrances with me. If you guys want to know which ones I took a decant of Missoni Wave. I took Most Wanted. I took City Rhythm Miami because that was in a package that I had. And then, what was the other one? Was it Citrap? No, Dior Homme Cologne. Those were the ones that I took. So yeah. Smash the like button. Yeah, everybody. So hit the like button so that we can get straight into this. Poor choice of words given in the contract. There's so much more that's going on. I am like absolutely tired right now. I know you guys don't really care, but with that said, as soon as I was in the hotel, I was working 10 to 12 hours a day working out of the hotel. I got back. I had to install a new sink, I'm looking at it right now, that's why I'm pointing that way. New light fixture above the bathroom. And then I had to come in and do lights underneath the cabinets, on top of the cabinets. And then I went golfing with my dad this morning. We had a tornado last night that was about 3-4 streets away from our house. So we were kind of hiding under the stairs from that. That was kind of a fun day. And so, yeah, I woke up this morning, got like 3 hours of sleep, and I'm off the rest of the week because I want to be able to get my videos back out. But let me see what you guys are saying. What do you think about Memo Perfumes? Leo, I have actually never heard of Memo Perfumes. I think somebody's mentioned them like 6 months ago, but I've never heard anybody else mention it. I think somebody in one of my lives asked me about 6 months ago about it, but yeah, never heard of them before. Wait, isn't City Rhythm the brand you have beef with? No, I don't have beef with anybody. Let's just say that. There is an unwarranted drama fest out there that I'm not taking any part of anymore. It was like 6 months ago, and that was His Parfums, whatever. City Rhythm has beef within their own company, from what I hear. There was their perfumer, and then there was another guy, and they split up, and now there's two different companies. I don't know the whole story behind it. All I know is that Niles from City Rhythm, I talked to him once. Ross reached out to him for me. He sent me a few decants, and I liked Manhattan and Miami, and so I bought them. My daughter asked for me to buy Miami. She really likes it, and so I bought it for her. But I do really like it. But I hear that you can buy the same fragrances at Prisma. It's called Prisma Fragrances. I hear they're the same thing, but I know nothing about the company outside of the fact that his name is Niles and that there's fragrances and I know the names of them. Mr. Burberry Indigo today. Chris, it's funny that you say that because, as you guys know, I got my Armani Code Profumo from Ulta for like $15 because it was in the clearance section. Well, there's also a Burberry Indigo at the Ulta right now, and it's like 19 bucks. I don't know if that's a good price, but if you live in Pittsburgh and you want to get Burberry Indigo for 25 bucks, it's there. What's up, Randy? How is Strong With You Oud? So Strong With You Oud is a very nice fragrance. If you've tried Virtus Vanilla Oud, it kind of has that same style of vibe where it is more of a deeper and denser woods mixed together with the Stronger With You Intensely DNA, which is that heavy vanilla. Has a little bit of spice, and it almost feels like it has a little bit of that chestnut in it, but for the most part, it is a heavy dense woods in the opening with a little bit of that Stronger With You DNA underneath it. As you get about 10 to 15 minutes into the fragrance, it is a smoother, more well-rounded version of Stronger With You Intensely that doesn't give me a headache. Fall and winter fragrance for sure. I really like it. It's my second favorite in the line, right behind Absolutely. So, does the new YSL Myself beat YLA Parfum in terms of scent, in your opinion? No. I guess that'll segue. Let's segue into the first fragrance that we're going to review today, YSL Myself. I did my first impression 2 weeks ago. It was my last video that I posted before I accidentally went on a hiatus. But I'm doing my full review coming this week. I'm recording it tomorrow. YSL Myself. I do want to say, whenever I was in my video, I only smelled the opening like 5 to 10 minutes of the fragrance. So in the opening 5 to 10 minutes of the fragrance, to me, I had a lot of people saying that it smelled like YLA Parfum. It does still have that YLA Parfum mixed with this like sweet tarts. It's the bergamot and the green bergamot mixed together, and they're almost like a candied sweet tart mixed together with that like YLA Parfum DNA. But then after my video was completed, my opinion completely changed as to what it smells like. Myself, in a nutshell, this is what I keep saying to everybody. If there was a fragrance out there that was kind of like the Now That's What I Call Music Volume 1, this is Now That's What I Call Fragrance Volume 1. It is taking all of the like greatest hits from specific lines and just putting them together. If I had to say what this smells like, it is Valentino Born in Roma EDT mixed together with LNDL, La Nuit de l'Homme, the cardamom from that, and then a YLA Parfum base. And then in the opening 5 minutes or so, you get that sweet tart style bergamot. That is the fragrance in a nutshell. It has almost this like salty mineralic quality that you get from the Valentino Uomo mixed with that like kind of bubblegum sweetness. And then it has the cardamom that provides this sweet and spiciness to it. Overall, it is a really nice fragrance. I think that it is going to be in my top 5 of the year. Is it anything new and groundbreaking? No. But this year really hasn't been anything crazy. As far as ease of wear, I think that this fragrance is going to be a smash hit as far as the general public is concerned. I think anybody who's in the general public is looking for a new fragrance and they try this one, I think that they would buy it, especially in the age ranges of probably like 18 to 35. I think that's where this one really meshes very well. But with that said, I would say that in fragrance community, people who have collections of 15 bottles or more, it's not going to be one that they're going to say, wow, you need to have this. This is one that I think, even though the price is right for it, it is going for $87 or $123 for the large one. You can also find it right now on News Parfums, from what I just heard from Hamzat this morning, for, I think it was $87 for the large. But overall, YSL Myself, Born in Roma, LNDL, mixed together with a base of YLA Parfum underneath it. Kind of like that sweet woods, tonka, like that sweetness that you get like vanilla and woods. That's kind of what you get in the base of it, mixed together with Born in Roma and LNDL. That is really what the fragrance smells like, in my opinion. I've heard a lot of other people say that too. And then in the opening, don't let it fool you, that sweetheart vibe really goes away after about 5 minutes. So, yeah, that's YLA Parfum again, or Y Myself. I do want to say, because of the way that they released the price for this, I was expecting this to be like $160 or something like that. But because they released the price so low, I do have to say they're probably going to come out with an EDP or Parfum or something next year. That's going to be a higher price. That's why they made the price so low for it, is because it is the beginning of a line. What's going on? Did I see Hamzat? Oh, there he is. What's going on, Hamzat? Welcome to Moe's. I forgot to say that today. Scent of the day is Casamarati Lyra. Never heard of that, Bergen, but that sounds interesting. Good evening. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, buddy? It might get some hate, but I recently got a sample of Phantom EDT, and I'm digging it. I've never liked the Phantom EDT. To me, it was too childish, like youthful for me. As far as Phantom Night, so I'll give you guys a little taste of Phantom Night because I've only tested it once. I went into the store, I took a video, and I showed you guys on my community tab. But Phantom Night is miles better than the original, which I didn't like. If you like the original, you might really like this one. But to me, even though this one is miles better than the original one, it's still too youthful for me. It's more of like you can still smell that DNA underneath it. It's still definitely a Phantom fragrance, but it's kind of just more of a darker, more semi-sweet version of that line that is smoother all the way around, smells better all the way around, has this little bit of warm and spiciness to it. I can't remember what I said it smelled like. I'll have to retry it and let you guys know, but if you just want to know a base review of it, it's better than the original, and it's one that I would recommend trying for sure. If you like that bottle but you didn't want to buy it because the scent of the original one sucked, then I would say at least try out the new one, because it's definitely better than the new original one, but it still has that youthful bubblegum sweet vibe to it. It's just darker, smoother, a little bit more warm and spicy. It smells like something. There's something that it smelled like, and I can't remember. I don't want to just throw shit out there right now, so yeah. That was one that I was just kind of throwing in there. By the way, I have 3 bottles of Armani Code Profumo now. I am selling this one. If anybody wants to buy my 2-ounce version, I forgot I even had this bottle. My brother gave it back to me today when we went golfing. I have a 2-ounce one that has never been sprayed, and I'm selling it for $100 flat, which it's discontinued now. If you want to buy it, I have it on eBay right now, but I'm willing to cancel that eBay sale and sell it to you for $100. Just send me an Instagram message or Facebook message me. I take PayPal or Zelle. Those are the 2 that you can do. I can do Cash App if you need to, but I'd rather PayPal friends and family and Zelle. But yeah, email FragranceDoud@gmail.com or Instagram message me if you want it. First come, first serve. Interesting. 1 Million Parfum smells like sweet tarts, Smarty candies to me. It smells like that, but it has a floral take to it. 1 Million Parfum, I mean. And that's why I don't like 1 Million Parfum, is because it has that sweet damask rose. Or wait, is that There's a rose note in it. There's something that my wife is allergic to, which I can't wear. And I think there's a rose note, which is also in Elixir, but they don't mention it in the notes of Parfum. But it's more floral than anything, which is why I don't like the Parfum that much. My favorite 1 millions are Lucky and Privé. I'm going to go through the chat before I get to the next one. Hey, I wanted to ask you your opinion on Chrome Aqua. Anybody thinking about getting still hot as heck here? Chrome Aqua is good. I mean, it's not going to serve the purpose of a lot of other fragrances that are very similar to it. But if you find it for the right price online or anything like that, it's going to serve what you're looking for. It's going to do that hot daytime summer fragrance. It is what it is. It's one of the better versions. Luke, you have claimed it. You can buy it. PayPal is I'll send it to you after. You can send the PayPal to FragranceDoud@gmail.com because I have that connected to my PayPal. If you're still watching, Luke. Sorry guys, I just got a message from Luke. But Luke, this is yours. It is unsprayed. I might have primed it, but it's not sprayed. I don't even think I primed it. But make sure you do friends and family because I don't want to be charged the 8%. But yeah, Vance, Chrome Aqua, I would say $30 or less is a good purchase for it. I would probably say more in the $25 range, but definitely pick that up if you can. If you're looking to save some money. If not, I would say something like Versace Mano Fraiche would be a nice little alternative to it. About to get Virtus Vanilla Oud tomorrow or Tuesday. That stuff is really good. I love it. I almost said shit. That stuff is really good. I like Stronger With You, absolutely, but I traded it for Enigma Parfum Pour Homme. I mean, you got a deal there if you traded it for Enigma, because Enigma's like 200 bucks. That's crazy. Feeling myself. Mo, you always have the best sayings for the myself. 1 million Parfum. Oh, I already said that. My Robert Graham Velour came in yesterday. It smells almost like Givenchy Play. Givenchy Play was such a nice fragrance. Well, I'm glad you got it in, though. Me, myself, and I. What's up, all genre? How you doing? Salute Randy in chat. I'm just happy to be back. Honestly, I feel like I'm out of place right now because I've been just out of this house for so long. But I'll do my videos recording tomorrow. I'll have everything back to normal on Tuesday. You guys will start seeing my videos. Even though I'm going to my cabin I will not have a live stream next weekend because I'll be gone. But with that said, I will definitely have it out. And Luke, send me your address on Instagram. I'll have it out tomorrow. I already have somebody else bought another fragrance of mine, so I already have USPS coming to pick it up. The flanker for myself should be me, myself, and I. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some really good ones. There's a lot of puns that can be used for it, for sure. Do you like Naxos and Herba Pura? I love Naxos. Naxos is a fantastic fragrance. It is a very easy wear. If you like that honey tobacco sweet style fragrance, obviously. You need to like that. And just an FYI, women are not the hugest fan of that style of DNA, but some are, most aren't. But I love Naxos. As far as Herba Pura. Herba Pura is just a very heavy, musky, tropical fragrance. It's almost like you mix together tropical punch with a super, super, super heavy musk. If you want to know what it smells like, All Haramain's Amber Oud Gold Edition. It's like 30 bucks and it smells like 60 to 70% similar to it. Citizen Jack Absolute, that's in the same exact genre. But it's okay. It's not one that I would say, yeah, you need to go out and buy that now. I think Herba Pura was overrated it was hyped up for like 6 months last year. People started buying it, and then the hype kind of waned because it's not as good as people were saying. Grand Soir or Tobacco Vanille. Two completely different fragrances. I would have to go with Grand Soir, though, because Grand Soir is the best amber fragrance that was ever created. it's just amber, vanilla, and lavender, and it's mostly amber with a little bit of vanilla and lavender underneath it and a touch of woods, but it's one of the best amber fragrances ever created. I can find that fragrance for a pretty good price, so I would love that. I do have to say though, one of the only clones that I would ever recommend to somebody is Lattafa's Eternal Oud, which is a clone of Grand Soir, and it actually does it very well. If you wanted to save some money, I do want to say recommend that one. Is actually pretty good, but Grand Soir is above and beyond one of the best amber fragrances, if not the best of all time. Tobacco Vanille, it is good when you have it, and then it gets boring because it legit is just tobacco, vanilla, and spice. There are other tobacco fragrances out there that are good. I was all hyped up on Tobacco Vanille last year, and I used to own it, and then I wore through it, and then I bought it again, and the second time around, it just was like, it's good, it's just, It's tobacco, vanilla, and spice. There's other fragrances out there that do what it does, but has more of a more mass-appealing smell and has more uniqueness. So that's good. It's just, if you're asking between the two, no. Vance, the drink of the night is nothing. I was almost about to buy a drink. Oh, I mean, if you're non-alcoholic, I got my... It's a venti cold brew, and it's just cold brew with 1 pump of cinnamon dolce syrup, and then you get vanilla sweet cream cold foam and cinnamon dolce topping. But I'm not drinking any alcohol today because I'm tired as hell, and if I drink more, I'm just gonna fall asleep. I legit, after I got home golfing today, I fell asleep on the couch from 11 until 4. I woke up, I ate a burger that my wife brought home. I fell asleep from like 5 until 7. I mean, that's how tired I am. I slept like 8 hours today, I think, because of the tornado last night. But yeah, it was a hell of a day. I'm trying to wake myself back up, and if I drink, it wouldn't be good. I just tried myself today. Well, I'm glad you tried yourself, Kevin. I like it more than I thought I would. Extremely pleasant, versatile. It's a very mass-appealing fragrance. If you are a fan of mass-appealing fragrances, which I am, I mean, the people who are not a fan of that are the people who just have so many fragrances that they're just bored with designers, I guess. I'm always going to love mass-appealing fragrances because it makes my wife like the way I smell. So anyway, like the Valentina Born in Roma, those lines are underrated because people think they smell basic, generic, but mass-appealing, which this is kind of the way this one is. It's a higher quality version, but it smells like those. Same, Grand Soir. Yep. How is Gentle Fluidity Silver? Never tried. I almost tried it, but the atomizer was broke. I do have a decant of a clone of it that I was sent, but I have never tried Gentle Fluidity Silver. I want to, and I'm going to get a decant of it soon so I can try it out with the clone, but no idea right now. FragranceDoud, what do you think about Jet Black Reserve? Jet Black Reserve. Is that the name of it? Jensen's fragrance? You mean Jet Black Enigma? It's not Jet Black Reserve. I think it's Jet Black Enigma. Is there a new one? If you're talking about Jet Black Enigma, it's good for what it does, but it's really nothing that you need to go out and spend the Michael Malone prices for that you can buy at these weird shops like Perfumania and stuff. It's one of his better fragrances, but if you were going to buy a Jensen's fragrance, I would say Terra Nova is the better one. Cognac Cafe, those are the two. But Jet Black Enigma is good. It's just nothing that's like over the top special. I never bought it. Never really cared to either. I smelled it like 50 times though. Thoughts on Azzaro Chrome Parfum. So my thoughts on Azzaro Chrome oh wait, that's interesting. Is it better than Cool Water? Patrick, what are we talking about? Let me see. Oh, you're talking about Jim. Never mind. Thoughts on Azzaro Chrome Parfum. So Chrome Parfum, I liked it a lot more when I first tried it because it was very unique. It was not something that I was really expecting in my first impressions because it has this almost amouage beach hut, herbaceous green opening. Very polarizing. But then the second and third and fourth time I sprayed it on, well, it's still a nice fragrance. It has that chrome DNA, that kind of like sweet aromatic feeling underneath it. You guys know that chrome DNA. Kind of like the chrome Eau de Parfum from last year, with that semi-sweetness, the aromatic tones, and then it has like the opening 15 minutes is just a bunch of green herbaceous tones. It's good. My wife doesn't like very much, and I would say it's still in the top 10 from this year. But is it anything crazy? No. Would I buy it on discounters when it gets there to be about 30 bucks? Yeah, absolutely. I think it's definitely worth that. It's just not worth anything more than that. It's one of the better chromes, though, for sure. I don't like GIT or Bois de Portugal. They smell like old money. I've tried the Bois de Portugal once, so I don't know about that. But Green Irish Tweed, I definitely understand what you mean. I still like the stuff, but I know what you mean. 100%. Thank you, Randy. Yeah, 50 milliliters for $30. I can get 4. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I think we're talking about a conversation from earlier. I'm warming up to Royal Oud. Is that the new 1 million? No. Royal Oud. What's Royal Oud? I've been out of the fragrance game for 2 weeks, and my mind is everywhere. I'll probably be like, oh shit, that's Royal Oud. Because there is a new 1 million fragrance. It's a Middle Eastern clone, Middle Eastern fragrance, and I don't know, it's like something Oud or Royal something. But speaking of 1 million, there's also the 1 million Royal, which I haven't bought yet. I'm going to buy it in the fall, but if you guys want like a nice powdered chocolate Nesquik ambery fragrance, oh, Creed, yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, I warmed up to that too. It's a good one. Hold on. Jet Black Reserve. Yeah, Jimmy, it's Jet Black. Isn't it Jet Black Enigma? Hold on. Unless he has a new one. Oh, no. So I don't know what that one is. Yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about the Gensense one. I've only tried the Jet Black Enigma. The only Michael Malone fragrances that I've ever tried were all 3 Gensense. So Jet Black Enigma, Blue Ridge, and Terra Nova. And then I have behind me Michael Malone's Citizen Jack Absolute. I bet he's talking about Ani on that. Oh, okay. You were talking about Chrome Aqua. Yeah, that was a while ago. Sorry, Vance. I bet he was talking about Ani on that one. Probably. Randy, do you like Nishane? Jeff from SoCal said that he wore it and made him smell like an old lady baking cookies. That's a total... What's up, Big Beef? That is very specific. Jeff is very specific. That is true. He has all the different models and actresses come in to review fragrances, and they say very random things. Like there was one that smelled ombre leather, and it said it smells like getting into the back of a Jaguar and smelling the leather seats in a brand new 2023 or something. I was like, that's very specific. And but as far as Nishane, it depends on which one you're talking about. Ani is really nice. I tried it. I can see what he's talking about, though. It does have this powdered vanilla that really does have kind of an old smell that some people would say smells like an old man or an old woman. I don't technically get that, but I can understand what he's saying by saying that. As far as the rest of the Nishanes, I do not like Hachivat. I think it smells like an ashtray in the dry down. I've never liked it, never will. Nobody can convince me to like it. I own it. 20 milliliters behind me. Still will never wear it. I do like Fan Your Flames, which I just finally tried. That one is actually nice. 100 Silent Ways is really nice. And then outside of that, I haven't tried any of them. I want to try the Wulong Cha. I had a sample of it, and I don't know where it is. It's been gone for like 2 years or a year. My Van Cleef and Arpeus Orchid leather came in today. Oh, so this is out to you guys. I was talking to my moderators, and I can't remember who started the conversation, but there is a fragrance that is plum and like a soft leather. And I think it's called orchid leather. I think that's what Mo was just mentioning. I want to buy it because from the way that they're saying, it's like one of the best fragrances they've ever smelled. I think it's orchid leather, but I really, really, really want to try that fragrance. I own Le Parfum. Is myself redundant? No. G-lol. So I said earlier, if you didn't see it, why myself, YSL myself, is the opening gave me the vibe of Le Parfum with this like kind of sweet tart bergamot for the first like 5 minutes. And that's where my video was done. After that, it became more of a Valentino Born in Roma mixed with the cardamom from LNDL and then a base of the Le Parfum, like kind of like that woods and sweetness and with a little bit of aromatic tones. So the Le Parfum is very minute in comparison to the Born in Roma and LNDL. That's what I get more now, is once I got further into the fragrance and wore it more. If you like Valentino Born in Roma or LNDL, then you're definitely going to like this. YSL myself is kind of just like a mix of some of the biggest hits from certain lines, and I think it does it really well. Some people are going to say the opposite. It's fresh, clean. It's not too fresh, though. It's not as citrusy as you would expect a fragrance that has two types of citrus or two types of bergamots in it. It's not green like you would expect because it has green bergamot in it, cardamom, stuff like that. But we'll see. Fragrances in 2023 just have been a letdown. This one has been a nice one that shined out. Mo, answer the questions about that orchid leather, if that's the one that you were talking about with the plum, because I think it's Arpeus or Arpels or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to say it wrong. I just overheard you guys saying it. Oh yeah, Newt's sending me it. So Newt is sending me a decant sometime in this next like week or two of the Nishane Wulong Cha, so I can finally try it. I agree on Hachivat. The opening minute is beautiful. I agree. The opening, I even give it like 10 minutes. The opening 10 minutes is really nice, and then it just, ashtray. I don't know why. It just does it for me, and it can't help it. Can you think about getting models to get into your car and talk about fragrances? It would take this channel to a new level. Matt, well, first off, I live in Pittsburgh. If you wanted to see a model from Pittsburgh, they're just going to look like a basic bitch. That's like, Pittsburgh is not full of the best, like the people that you see on other people's channels. They're usually in LA and New York. Pittsburgh is kind of just like a average town. So there's not really models that live here. If I was going down the street, you'd probably get an old lady in my car. You'd probably get my wife in my car, my daughter in my car. But yeah, it's not the place for that. But yeah, I don't really care about like subscribers and views and that kind of stuff. I've never cared about it. If I did, I would have found a way around recording the last 2 weeks. Obviously, I care talking to you guys, but I've never been one for numbers. I don't really care about that kind of stuff, so I'm not going to just pull people into my car and try to do that stuff, because to me, it doesn't really matter. I just like reviewing fragrances. Ombre Leather 16 Private Blend is my favorite Tom Ford. My favorite Tom Ford is Plum Japonais. Always has been, always will be, but it's discontinued, and I don't have anymore, and I'm not paying the $700 price tag online for it. Gin, that's too expensive. Aura sells 70 milliliters for 160 when it's in stock. Well, there you go. I don't know what you're talking about, but there you go. Sorry, what brand was that orchid leather? Yeah, Mo, tell him. Van Cleef and Arpels. That I knew it was Arpels something. The cheapest I can find, Creed Royal Oud, is $370. Patrick, you just gotta keep looking for it. Like on sites like Venba, just pretty much Joma Shop, stuff like that. Because I saw Royal Oud on Joma Shop for, it was like $230. That was maybe 6 weeks ago whenever I posted it on my channel. So you just got to keep an eye out. Do not pay the $370 for it for sure. Thanks, Vance. Appreciate it. My favorite release of this year are myself, Born in Roma Intense, and Hugo Boss Magnetic. G-Law, you know what is funny about that? is that I did my list, and my list included Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male Elixir. It should have included 1 Million Royal at number 2. I also wanted to throw 2 freshies in there, even though if I had to personally pick a top 5 and I didn't want to include any freshies because the freshies don't deserve to be in the top 5, the top 5 right now for me in no particular order would be Le Male Elixir, Valentino Born in Roma Intense. I wore that the other day, and I don't know why I didn't put that on my list. I love that stuff. It's really good. It's probably the best in the line. Then you have 1 Million Royal, YSL Myself, and then I would say, what was the last one? I would say Spice Bomb Infrared Eau de Parfum, but because that's so similar to the other one, just like without the more woody and grown up, I really like that one still. But I would probably have to replace that with the Guerlain Abbey Rouge Privé. Abbey Rouge Privé is just a different motherfucker. I love that fragrance. It's just not going to be an everyday wear for me, which is why I haven't really went out and got a huge bottle yet. Okay, we are at the bottom. Fragrance Outlet at the mall got good quality of fragrance. Fragrance Outlet, Jimmy, is a shit show. So we have the fragrance outlets are all over the mall. I mean, all over the country. You will walk in there and they will try to pitch you. What is it? Armoff. I can't remember the name, but it's a clone of Herba Pura for $123. Whenever, if you go to like Europe, they sell it for $20. They're just trying to upcharge you and make it seem like it's crazy. That their prices there suck. They make it seem like the prices are good, but they actually suck. There's this Armoff one, and then they also try to push Citizen Jack Absolute by Michael Malou. Any other Michael Malou fragrance they try to push on you, but yeah. Anyway, so let's get into more fragrances. I also want to point out this fragrance right here, Givenchy Gentleman Boise. I had 3 decants of this that the girl from Ulta gave to me, and I'm on my 3rd one already. Gentleman Boise is my favorite gentleman fragrance. I just wanted to let you guys know that. I don't know why I kind of stayed away from it for so long, but it's better than any of the other ones in the line. I know some people would disagree and say Reserve Privé, but I disagree. I like the sweetness in this. I like that almost chocolatey vibe that you get from it. And I don't really love iris, so yeah. And Boss the Scent Magnetic, yes, that's a great fragrance. I recommend anybody who, even if you don't like the scent line, which I've never been a huge fan outside of Private Accord, the Magnetic is a really good release. That's one that would be in my top 5. This is Prada Amber. Yes, I've never tried it. I don't know why I've never tried it, but it smells like hairspray. At least the opening smells like hairspray. Yep. I mean, it's clean. It's like, it smells like a hairspray mixed with a dryer sheet. I would never wear it. It's clean. I mean, if I had a bottle, I would wear it like out of the shower or if I'm just sitting around the house. And it's one of those fragrances that if you want to smell like soap, like it just smells like legit like a Bar of Irish Spring soap mixed with a dryer sheet. And the opening had this hairspray vibe, but it's gone now. But yeah, it's kind of like a soapy dryer sheet. If you want to smell just fresh and clean, like pretty much what you would expect somebody who smells like soap to smell like, Prada Amber is going to do that for you. It does smell good. Like, I have to give it to it. But there's a lot of fragrances that do but a little bit more unique. You're gonna give Mo a heart attack now. Yeah. It does smell good. It does smell good. I was wondering, because last year when I did my roasting your collections, even though I didn't roast them, I kind of just reviewed them. I went through and almost every single person had a bottle of Prada Amber. I can understand that. Because Prada Amber is the fragrance if you don't want to smell like a fragrance. if you just want to smell clean, fresh soap. It has a bit of this like high class appeal to it, maybe a little bit of luxury. Kind of like if you were staying in like the Omni William Penn Hotel in Pittsburgh, and they have those really nice high class bars of soap. That's what I get from it. And I mean, I cannot fault it for that. Again, I'm not going to go out of my way and buy a bottle because I don't care to smell like that. But I understand why people do want to smell like it, because it does smell good. This is Zadig and Voltaire, Just Rock for Him. I think that this is discontinued. Somebody said that last live stream that it was discontinued, but I don't know if that's true, and I know nothing about this fragrance. Except for that it smells amazing. Oh. Yo. You know what this smells like? It smells like a mix between like Parfums de Marly Pegasus and Leighton. It has this kind of like powdery smell without the almond. Doesn't have like that almond smell, but it's like a powdery sweetness mixed together with this kind of ambery, warm and spicy aromatic undertone. This is beautiful. I really like this fragrance. I wonder if you can still find it. Does anybody know if you can still find Zadig and Voltaire, This Is Him? Or Just Rock? I said This Is Him because it's the only fragrance I know from them. This is really nice. It's definitely an eclectic fragrance. Not everybody would love it, but I really do like this. It's like a mix between what I would say is kind of like Pegasus without the almond mixed together with like that Leighton without the apple. Ambery, warm, spicy, powdery, sweet vanilla. That's what I get from it. It's actually really nice. I'm keeping that one to smell it in the dry down. Do you guys like Elysium, and is it the best Roja if you have a warmer climate? So, Patrick, it's subjective, obviously. I know people say that all the time. Elysium is going to be kind of like, it doesn't smell exactly like it, but it's kind of like your Aventus style from the Roja DNA. It is a very heavy citrus, heavy aromatic, woods. It's like a citrus salad, citrus medley in the opening. As that citrus dissipates, you get more of that musk and woods coming in as you get further into the dry down, just like you get from all of the Creed Aventus style fragrances. While it doesn't smell like Creed Aventus, and I like it better, I would say for the summer, you could go with that one. You could go with Vetiver, which kind of has vibes of Sedley with that kind of heavy lemon vetiver smell. Doesn't have the mint and stuff, but it does give me vibes of Sedley, especially in the opening. That one's good for the summer as well. And then you also have ones that I haven't tried, like Oligarch / Isola Blue. That's like a coconut fragrance that I heard is really good for the summer, but I have never personally tried it. Okay, that doesn't have anything on it. So this is Issey Miyake Fusion Dissy Intense, or Fusion Dissy Extreme, something like that. I think that this one's discontinued too. This is good too. I like that. It's very light, but you know what it smells like? It smells like one of those, I just tried it out, Kenzo Homme. It smells like Kenzo Homme Intense with that kind of like, kind of aromatic but coconut, sweet but fresh and clean. Yeah, it's not too fresh or anything like that. It's not too sweet. It just has this like kind of undertone coconut vibe. Yeah, I need to come back to that too. That's actually quite nice, but it's very light. I don't know if that's just a tester strip. But that one's good. It's, Jim, what is Neo like? I'm interested to see what Neo is like as well. I'm going to be getting that one in soon. While we're in between fragrances, Ralph's Club Elixir. Has my opinions changed on it? The fragrance is nice. I still prefer the scent of the Parfum better. I do want to say, I said that this was light. I do want to let you guys know that as it has matured on my shelf, even for 3 weeks, this fragrance is now pushing out heavy. I don't know why that is, because usually it takes a few months for it to do that. But my Rouse Club Elixir is now pretty heavy on my skin for at least 3 to 4 hours. I only wore it once since then, but it's a lot heavier of a fragrance than the Parfum and the EDP is now, so it is a lot more intense. I don't know. I was wondering why people kept saying it was an intenser version, heavier version. Well, it's just my bottle didn't macerate. And the first few times I wore it, it wore off my skin in like an hour. But then like the fourth time I wore it, it stayed on my skin, and it was a heavy projector. I would say above average to not an elixir status yet, but it's well above average, like YEDP almost. And it's like that for about 4 hours, and then it starts to dissipate. But it's definitely a lot better than I thought it was. As far as the smell, I still think that the smell is down that line of kind of like Givenchy Gentleman Society, with a little bit of that Ralph's Club EDP DNA underneath it. I think it's a good fragrance for sure. I definitely don't think that you should spend over $100 for it though. 75 milliliters, I would say wait till this is on discounters. It does smell good. It is one of the better releases of the year, but it's still one of those basic bitch fragrances. I don't think it's anything that's going to be better than what you already have in your collection. But it's definitely like a Givenchy Gentleman fragrance, mixed together with a little touch of that Rouse Club EDP and some iris. Randy, how is the work in your homecoming? So all genre, that's why I haven't been on my channel for 2 weeks. I said it in the beginning of this live, but I'll repeat it. So 2 weeks ago, I was supposed to have these guys come in just to work and finish up the floors and the walls. They came in, they broke a water line upstairs on somebody's else's condo, because I live in a condo, and it ruined pretty much everything that they had already done in the house. They had to redo everything. And then I was in a hotel for 10 of the last 12 days. So it was just not good. But now all of the work is pretty much done. I don't really want to go much more into what the pretty much means because I'm pissed about it. But let's just say that I almost had to do a lawsuit just to get my cabinets fixed. I don't think I'm going to have to, but we're going to figure that out. Because there's still a side panel in my cabinets that are missing, even though I got a lot of them replaced already. Scent of the day is Aqua Sensiale Blue, but now I'm outside and humid, turning very powdery. Still good, but freshies have to stay. Yeah, whenever it comes to freshies, I always carry a decant with me. That's why I have like 1,000 of these. Anytime that I leave for the day and I know I'm going to be out for more than 8 hours, if I don't have a decant of it already, I make myself a half a decant and then I put it in my pocket. Like right here. I went to the Science Center with my daughter yesterday, 2 days ago, and we saw the Pink Floyd laser show, and we went on a cruise across the country, or across the river. I'm all over the place right now. And I had a decant of Miami, and I put it in my pocket. Thoughts on 1 Million Royal? Giancarlo, I'll also repeat that. 1 Million Royal, I think, is in my top 5 fragrances of the year right now. Because of the fact that I haven't actually owned a bottle yet, I'm buying it in the fall. To me, what it smells like is really just so do you guys know that Nestle chocolate, like cocoa powder? It smells like that if you mix it together with like the original 1 Million. It's like that ambery, warm, spicy fragrance mixed together with this like chocolate cocoa powder over top of it. Really what it smells like to me. I know some people said that they don't get as much chocolate as I do, but for the most part, everybody I've talked to, for the most part, gets a lot more chocolate than anything. It's the type of chocolate that you get from the original Bad Boy, but it's a lot more in your face. I love the fragrance. I think it's one of the best of the year. Does anyone like the Acqua di Parma Blue? I find it way too sour or citrusy. I haven't tried Acqua di Parma Blue. I've tried... Depends on which one you're talking about. There's Acqua di Parma Blue Mediterraneo. Then there's the Fico de Amalfi. There's the Bergamoto de Calabria. There's that whole line. It depends on which one you're talking about. I do not like Fico de Amalfi. It comes off too feminine. Bergamoto de Calabria, if you like tart sour citrus, that is what Bergamoto de Calabria smells like. Most of the Acqua di Parma fragrances are more 30 to 60 years old. That's where I usually place those in. They're a lot more grown-up style freshies. And they usually, I think they made 2, maybe 3 that were cool weather fragrances, and they kind of failed at those, in my opinion. If you like them, you like them. Jim, does Neo lean masculine? I can't wait to get Neo in. I'm going to try that, and I can't wait to see if it's good. Royal is a copy of Bad Boy Extreme. Rich Uncle, I definitely disagree with that, because for me, I have the Extreme. Oh, it's out of view. It's up there. So the Bad Boy Extreme has that chocolatey vibe for the first like 20 minutes, and then it just completely goes away, and it's more of an aromatic, spicy, grown-up style fragrance that doesn't really have any amber and that kind of stuff in it that the 1 Million line has. And while I do agree, while I do agree that the chocolate smells the same, and the 1 Million Royal, the chocolate is a lot more prevalent, and it's a lot more prevalent for a lot longer. And then your backbone, instead of being that aromatic and spiciness that you get from the Bad Boy line, you're going to get this kind of toned down, more youthful, amber, slight fruity vibe, and then you get that warm and spiciness in there as well. But to me, they do have a similar vibe, yes. But I think Royal has more of a youthful vibe and has that chocolate that stays there longer. I haven't tried Mandaloro di Sicilia. I've only tried those ones that I mentioned, and then I tried, what's that one that George the Fragrance Apprentice says is his favorite fragrance of all time? It's tan. It's an Acqua di Parma, Colonia Ascenza. I like that one. That one's good too. I tried a decant of that. That's good. Way too sour citrus. Rancia de Capri. Yeah, see, I did try so I know what you mean. It's like a very sour citrus. That's also the Bergamoto de Calabria. It's the same thing as if you get I can't think of any of the fucking names that I have right now of the fragrances that I have. Where the hell is it? Oh, Commodity Bergamot. I was trying to think. Commodity Bergamot smells very similar to that. It's very sour tart citrus. Do you have Versace Parfum? Okay, so Jim, I'm not the one to ask that about, because I think that Versace Eros fragrances from the EDT to the Parfum are trash. Always have, always will. I never like them. Not for me, never have been. So if I had to pick one, I would say that I don't like them, so I'm not going to say any of them. Yeah, I've tried them 50 to 60 times. I have a decant of all 3 of them, but I will never, ever own a bottle of Versace Eros. So this one's going to be a shocker, but this is my favorite release of the year, and it's not a designer. I got this one in, and I have absolutely loved it. I did not know where this came from. I just heard a lot of people say the name of it, so I ordered a decant of it. It's from Goldfield and Banks. It's called Ingenious Ginger. This fragrance is bomb. I mean, the ginger in this is freaking amazing. And when I first sprayed this on, I thought that the projection and longevity sucked. But it's one of those fragrances that not a lot of them are like this, but I like Eros Flame. Yeah, I do like that. Versace Eros Flame. It's the only one I own. It's behind there. I was talking about the actual Eros, like the originals. Geez, this is so good. Ingenious Ginger is a brand new release in 2023 as of about 3 months ago. It's $190, but you can find it every once in a while for cheaper. I'm buying a full bottle when it does come on cheaper, but the ginger in this is absolutely fantastic. It has a little bit of sweetness, but anyway, what I was saying is that it's one of those few fragrances out there that it gets stronger as it sits on your skin. So when you first spray it on, it's very light, but then the projection starts to ramp up and ramp up and ramp up, and it becomes an above average projector. When it starts at an intimate scent for the first like 5 minutes, it turns into an above average scent for the next like 4 to 5 hours. But I want to save my full review for later for this, but I just want to let you guys know that the best release of the year by far is Ingenious Ginger, as far as freshies are concerned. Even over freshies, I think that this is probably still the best release of the year. It's the ginger in this. I love ginger though. I've always loved ginger. Yeah, check your Facebook groups. I'm trying not to give away this whole fragrance because I've been really excited to review that one because it is my favorite release of the year. But since you guys are here, I figured I would release that information to you. So anyway, I agree. Versace Eros line is to me boring. Yeah, I've always found it boring for me. Yeah. My best release from this year is Spice Bomb Infrared EDP. Yeah, I really like that too. I mean, it is what it is. So I actually have to get up to go to the pool. I'm also very tired. I have a few other fragrances that I still have to go through from Mo. And then I also have some videos coming. The last thing I wanted to talk about today, since I wore it as my scent of the day, Xerjoff Oudin, and then Newt sent me Oudin Overdose. A lot of people were asking me what I find to be the difference between the two and which one would I choose. Well, we'll just beat around the bush, and I'll let you guys know the original Oudin is still my favorite. While I do like Overdose, and I'm debating on buying a bottle, it just, to me, Oudin is more up my alley, where it has that kind of lemon cream pie style version, like Dishon Blanche by Chanel. It has that. I would expect Oudin Overdose to be like a higher projecting, more intense version of the original Oudin. To me, it really doesn't smell. It smells like 10% what Oudin smells like. But anyway, Oudin is better to me. This almost has like a floral vibe to it, a little bit of a warm spiciness. It has a sharpness to my nose too. There was something that I wanted to say about it. I don't remember what it was, but I'm starting to go anosmic from... I was typing Oudin. Undin is fire. Yeah, I love Oudin. So Oudin, to me, I know a lot of people say it smells like a Dishon Blanche. I do want to let you guys know, I understand where people say that comparison. It's not as heavy on the vanilla. It's also not as heavy on the lemon. It kind of has... it does smell like Versace Dreamer. It has more of a florally vibe. And I do not like Versace Dreamer. But anyway, Oudin... I'm not talking about Oudin Overdose, by the way. Oudin has this Chanel Edition Blanche vibe. If you dial down, the first like half hour is kind of like Edition Blanche. If you dial down the vanilla and the lemon, it's like that lemon cream pie, citrus cream pie, where it's citrus, it's vanilla, more citrus than anything. It's higher class, you can definitely tell that. And it's a bit more luxurious as well. It has a little bit of a deepness and richness to it that the Chanel does not have. And then as you work your way further into the fragrance, it turns into a completely different fragrance where it's more of like this woody, slightly boozy coffee fragrance that it's not like a lot of coffee or a lot of booze or a lot of woods. It's kind of just like all of that very nicely blended together with that Edition Blanche hiding underneath it, which I never actually expected, but I really love the fragrance. It is probably my favorite Xerjoff. I like Naxos. I also like Tony Iommi Monkey Special. But as of the ones that I've tried so far, I think that Oudin is still my favorite. Monkey Special is a special one too. Hey Randy, is your wife into fragrances? Needed gift ideas for my wife. Her current favorite are Light Blue Intense, which my wife has, Citra Posay, and YSL Libre line. Can you recommend something based on those? So Ravi, there's a few interesting things that I found. My wife does not like typical fragrances. She does not like the floral fragrances. Like if you walk into a Macy's, there's probably one, maybe zero fragrances that she's gonna be able to say, "Hey, I like that." She owns right now Angel Men, or no, that whatever it's called. It's Nova, Angel Nova, yeah, Angel Nova. It's a star. It's a little bit more on the sweeter side, which is not what your wife seems to like. But my wife also likes these fragrances. They're a roller ball, and it's like an amber musk, and it stays on her skin all day. It's called Riddle, Riddle. And you can get a starter pack for like $50, and they're oils that you buy from the United States, and they're one of the most popular things in the women's fragrance community. So if you want to check that out, it's called Riddle Original. Your wife might really like that. It's not floral; it's more of like amber and musk, but fresh. And it smells really, really nice. I think that's one that your wife might like. There's also an oldie but a goodie that my wife has always liked. It's called Ralph by Ralph Lauren. It has this apple note in it that I really like. But Angel Nova is nice. And then if your wife wants to try something like YSL Libre, the new Prada Paradox is very, very good. It has this almost bubblegum nature that YSL Libre has. Is that what it is? Like a almost sweet bubblegum vibe. I think that you should definitely have her try that new Prada Paradox out. It's very nice. And the new Coach. So I would say the three that you should try for her are the new Coach, the new Prada Paradox, and then Riddle Original. But it's on a different site. It's called Riddle Original. I layer men's and women's together. I also have Light Blue Italian Love. Oh, speaking of Light Blue, if she liked Light Blue Intense, she might also like the new Light Blue Summer Vibes, which is kind of like Light Blue Intense for women, mixed together with this peach note. It's very interesting, so she might actually like that. What's going on, Mike? Everybody go follow Mike at iSmell. What's going on, Brian? So with that said, I appreciate anybody who joined. Sorry if you joined late. The person who bought this, I will reach out to you after I'm done. But I'm going to get into the rest of the fragrances later. But as far as the Oud, I'm doing a full video this week. I'm doing my full video for myself, for myself, for you guys, but myself. I'm also doing the one for RALPHS Club, and then I'm doing a couple head-to-head fragrances. And with that said, Oud is much better than the Versace Dreamer, but higher quality, like Nude said. That is Oud Overdose. But the best release of the year is, this is just, you heard it here first, Ingenious Ginger. As far as reviewers, I haven't heard that many times. I do know that I heard it from Stay Fresh Productions, Justin Copeland. He said him and his wife were at a fragrance bar or something, and he smelled it, and they both bought a bottle because it was so good. But Goldfield and Banks and Genius Ginger, go find a decant because you guys will like it. I'm telling you, if you like ginger, it's one of the best. Picked up Dior Homme Parfum in Amsterdam. 10 out of 10 favorite. I like Dior Homme Intense better, but Dior Homme Parfum has been growing on me. Mike sent me a decant of it last year. I'm trying to hold on to it and test it here and there, but I do really like the fragrance. But thank you guys so much for joining. I wanted to do a kind of quick hour live here just to try to get my bearings back in the fragrance community. Thank you guys for coming back and joining me after all that time. But thank you guys so much. Make sure that you like and comment on my videos whenever I post them later this week. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And hopefully you guys have a fantastic week. I'll check you on Tuesday.